Continuing with the theme of arrows, I want to recreate two very successful logos that use arrows, the Recycle logo and the British National Rail logo. Now, while you wouldn't want to use these in your logos, deconstructing them can provide you with very useful techniques which you can adapt to your own needs. Let's start out with the Recycle logo. I'll come and choose my direct selection tool, and I now want to round the corners. And in this case, I'm going to round the corners by 9 points. I'm now going to choose my scissors tool, and I will break this rounded triangle in 3 points. There, there, and there. I'll select those three now separate path segments, come to my stroke properties, and add an arrow to each of them. I'll have to dramatically reduce the scale. And I also want to, in this case, make sure that I extend the arrow beyond the tip. I'm now going to outline the stroke so that we make the stroke into a filled path. Let's zoom in on this. I'll choose my rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw a rectangle, the right edge of which connects with the tip of the arrow. And it might be preferable to work in outline mode for this next portion. I'm now going to duplicate that rectangle, and I want to rotate it through 60 degrees, and then duplicate it again and rotate it through minus 60 degrees. So I'm positioning each of these at the tip of those arrowheads. Now let's go back to preview. I'll select all of that and come and choose my shape builder, because I now want to remove these segments. Holding down Option or Alt, I will swipe over those pieces. With what remains, I will come to my Pathfinder and unite all of that into one shape. Let's now have a go at approximating the National Rail icon. This is one of the most readily identifiable logos in the UK, and it's a great example of how something so simple can convey so much. I'm going to begin with two parallel lines and then come to my stroke panel and apply arrow number 12. I'll deselect. They're currently grouped, so I'm going to ungroup them, Command-Shift-G, and select just the bottom one. Back to my stroke panel, change the direction of the arrow. Now I'm going to move this so that the arrows coincide. I'll now select both, Command-C to copy, Command-F to paste in front. On the ones that are in front, I will come and remove the arrows. I'm then going to select that stroke and move the top one to the right. I'll select the bottom stroke, come to Transform, Move, and I'll move it the equivalent distance to the left. I'll now select everything. From the Path menu, outline the stroke. Using Pathfinder, I'll combine those shapes into one. Now I'll choose my Rectangle tool. I'm going to draw a rectangle around this, and I need to make sure this rectangle has no fill, that it aligns with this blunt end of the bottom stroke and the equivalent line on the right-hand side, and that it intersects the arrows so that it's going to flatten them off, like so. I'll now select everything, come to my Shape Builder, Option, delete all the pieces that I don't need.